Don't wonder, just ask us.
I have to tell you,
Yes.
I got the new iPhone.
It's so
I
good.
waited. I white knuckled it. I
For
freaked
Verizon!
I Verizon. I have to say,
Yeah.
you know, for the first time, I usually say I'm the Verizon guy with all the dead people,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I bring the
But you were,
network.
what, AT&T?
Well, there are other sites that are like AT&T, and they drop calls all the time. But not me. So I had waited, and my upgrade was like 9 months, and I'm like, I know, I feel it. They're going to release the iPhone, and everyone said, do Droid, do Droid, do Droid. And I'm like, no, I saw
And
it.
you love
I
it, you
just
love it.
saw the
And you love
iPhone
it. And you
in
love it.
2011. I saw it in the beginning. I didn't see the
And
month.
I'm here to tell you, you're changed. You're a changed man.
I can't. I'll never, ever, ever own another phone besides an iPhone.
Apple. Go Apple.
I like my iTunes and I like my iPod. I don't know if I haven't converted to Mac yet, so I'm still a PC.
Yeah, well,
All
it's
right.
coming. It's coming.
She's like,
It's a Mac truck.
And all I have to say is I can't believe the amazing things I can do with.
You know, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I just got my dad on it, and it took me a week. I mean, it was, insane, like teaching him. Like, he'd come up to me and go, is this an app or is these bookmarks? Like, just confused, but now he's into it, he's getting it, and you can make it big, and he can speak into it, speak search, speak voice dialing, and it understands him, because he started with the voice recognition very early in like 2000, and it wasn't where it is today.
The Dragon app.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's
Okay.
all free on the phone. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I have to wait for my upgrade because I'm always, turning my phones. So I have to wait for September and the iPhone 5. And the good news is it'll be better than yours, and you can't upgrade yours yet. So then we'll have a conversation.
I
then.
will upgrade mine because I have the money to do that. I will, because now I'm an addict.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of telling you about our technology, but we're really here to help you. I'm Lauren Sarafan.
And Angelo Eros, and sitting next to Lauren Sarafan.
Which is annoying sometimes.
It is.
Okay.
Hi, Angelo and Lauren. I've started to sense spirits around me when my body is entering astral projection mode, but they freak me out. How do you get comfortable with seeing, hearing, and sensing spirits around you? Do you have any advice?
First, I'm going to say you have to know who's talking to you, because it can be spirit, I guess, or it can be schizophrenia. And what are they telling you? I mean, what are these voices telling you? And if they're creeping you out, they shouldn't be creeping you out. And it's also all part of what you're letting in. So obviously, Angelo has a lot to say on the subject. But I think you need to look at, am I crazy? What are they telling me? What's the message? And kind of get on the right radio channel of what's happening, so at least it can be used for good. Because if you're coming from a place of fear, it's all bad. Because now you're just like, I'm hearing voices. And the minute you say that to people, no one wants to date you, no one wants to be around you. So, I mean, just be quiet about it and see what it turns into, because it could be a good thing or not a great thing. But it's up to you, I believe.
Yeah, well, what I'd like to interject here is, first of all, I'd like to say, if you're getting into astral projection mode, that's pretty much a really hardcore mode to get into. There's a lot of discipline and prayer and setting your mental state to get there.
It?
You can, some people do fall into it. I don't. I got to get into the state of that. Like, you have to, I believe you enter into a state of prayer. I don't, you can just pray quick, but you enter into a state. And when I think you say that to spirit and you say, I'm entering into a state of prayer, there's just something that envelopes you that allows you to actually rise higher and feel that the other side really isn't the other side. It exists among us. It's just we can't see it. So we're not here to operate on our five senses. We're talking about the sixth sense. I want to say that like my gift in a sense is a narrative, and it's a voice that's not mine. And when I was younger, it was interesting because.
And did you think it was your voice?
No.
Or you
never
always
did,
knew?
Never did. No, because
so this person needs to say.
Yeah, because
whose voice is this?
Yeah, because he spoke. Well, here's the thing. He spoke. I'm Greek. He spoke Greeklish, which is like Greek and English had sex together, and a vocabulary thesaurus popped out.
Right.
And he is a relative of mine, strange, way back, and he'll speak both. And that wasn't me because I wasn't speaking Greek when I was a child. So I knew right away, okay, this voice isn't a voice. And now here's another thing. When I go and I do a gallery or where there's people around me and I'm reading people in a room with 30 people or 40 people and doing a stand-up thing, I hear the voices as well. It's an audio sound. It's not my voice. But the difference of it is you can control who comes near you, who doesn't come near you. And right now it's like what I'm getting from you is what I'm here to tell you is to basically, you need to more chakra body build yourself. You need to go to ground and work your way up to 7th to 8th chakra so that you can have each chakra fortified, because you can employ energy to stop, push, allow a voice in, allow a voice out. When I go in front of an audience, I don't know if I'm going to hear who I'm going to hear. It's like I'm the Verizon guy.
But the idea is also that you are saying that he can have some control over it instead of just kind of letting himself over to it and just being flipped out by it. There is an element of control.
There is an element of control, and that's in the discipline of prayer, is like what I opened up with. But, and again, it's a narrative.
It's a skill.
It's a skill. It's not like a gift. I mean, I guess, there are some certain levels of things that you can call gifts. But I use it in a sense of, I know the narrative that I think in my head, like when you open the refrigerator, you're like, oh, I want a yogurt. And you hear yourself say, I want a yogurt.
I am in touch with that voice. I want a steak. I would like it very rare. I need lobster. Yeah. But I have no fear.
Yeah. And she doesn't come from a place of fear. Now, here's the thing. If you body build your chakras, you can't incubate your psychic development in any puddle of fear anyway. Yeah. So it's not going to work. So the more you work with your chakras, I would definitely do chakra 3, do 1, 3, 6,
and
because 6 is...
For the people out there, which ones are they?
1 is your base chakra, 3 is your solar plexus chakra, where your intuition, your target hits come in. It's also where you shoot from the hip. And 6 is your ego center. I don't like to say it's the third eye. It is. It's where it would be housed if you were to have an anatomical model. However, it's more where your ego sits, and it's where you weigh something out versus something you feel, because sometimes your intuition will be something completely like what you don't expect, and then what you hear intuitively is like the opposite. And that's that weird schizo feeling. I think a lot of people in the 1700s, 1800s, 1900s were so intuitively calibrated that they were put into, they were either entered monasteries, they entered they entered convents, or they were put in loony bins. And I think that it was just because they were receiving such high voltage intuitive hits that they didn't know what to do with it. Yeah. So it's kind of like, again, it all goes back to discipline. Work on those 3 chakras.
But also sequester anyone that's hearing voices that might have some answers, that might be getting some messages.
Right. And here's the thing. They don't tell you to do anything. And that was the one thing, like when I was younger, I went to a psychiatrist, it was a psychiatrist, and they said, well, what do these voices tell you to do? And I'm like, oh, they don't tell me to do anything. They tell me about them.
Yeah, so that's a good way. Like if they're telling you to do something, beware. If they're just kind of explaining things or letting you have information, that's maybe better, and that wouldn't be as fearful.
Yeah, one other little quick tip so we can wrap this up, because I have an app for that, and the app is psychic stuff. I'm a psychic app. Yeah, I could be. Feel free to contact me somehow, anyone. I would say always do any type of spiritual work, bodybuilding, anything that has to do with psychic, upping your psychic abilities, entering into states of astral projection. Always do it with a friend or somebody to mentor you or coach you, because you need to have someone that can help you go back to north, because you do get very, very flooded.
But like tennis, always play with a better tennis player to improve you.
Okay, play psychic tennis. Yeah, and you can play egotistical tennis with this one.
Understand.
So I'm Angelo Eros.
I'm Lauren Sarafan, and we're here for you. Just ask us.
Exactly.
So garden.